everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome to the family. My name is Dina. I am so happy to have you guys here. And this video is inspired by a couple comments that I got on a spell video. Before I get started, I am not attacking these people by any means. I am always interested in what other people have to say, their personal opinions, because it allows me to think about things and it gave me a topic to talk about and something I think that is important to talk about. Basically opened up the conversation. So if those people happen to come across this video, no shade, no hate towards you guys. This is my opinion on doing magic the wrong way. And basically the comments were about the direction I was rolling or folding my paper. And their belief was that if you roll it towards you, you're attracting something towards you, but if you roll it away, you're banishing or getting rid of it. So basically they told me that I rolled my paper in the wrong direction. And I wanted to talk about this because one, I thought it was interesting. This is a very interesting point of view and opinion and an interesting way to do spell casting. Honestly, it wasn't a technique that I had ever used or heard of. So obviously I didn't do it that way. I did it my way. I am always open to hearing other people's opinions and techniques and things that work for them. I think it's really interesting and I think it's important to learn about a bunch of different types of practices and different opinions and stuff when you are learning and practicing, because it widens your own knowledge. It gives you ideas that maybe you resonate with, maybe you don't. But it's another thing to tell somebody that they're doing something wrong, because from my personal experience, the spell worked perfectly for me. It actually worked really, really well for me. And I wouldn't have posted it if I didn't have faith in my spell and if it didn't work for me. So obviously I did something right. And that's kind of what I want to talk about, because I feel like a lot of beginner witches get super anxious about doing things wrong, but it's actually the anxiety about doing something wrong that sabotages you more than actually doing something wrong. In my opinion, I think magic is not an objective science. So when it comes to rolling the paper the wrong way, that is not something that could be objectively measured. Not everyone around the world and every culture is going to practice that specific technique. Not every person in the world is going to know about that specific technique. Some people may believe that if you roll the paper outwards, you're sending the energy into the universe and then it's going to come back to you. Some people might think that the direction that you roll or fold a paper doesn't affect the spell whatsoever. It is your intention that's important, and that is, in my personal opinion, more important, and that is what I believed, and it worked for me. And that's why I feel like intention and your energy is very important and the most important in the spell, because that energy in the end, that's going to really draw things towards you. It's not going to be like these little nitpicky details. The thing that I really want to articulate in this video is that magic is about feeling. Magic is about energy. Magic is not about overthinking. It's not about overanalyzing. If you're using your thinking brain too much, your ego is getting way too involved and you're missing the point of magic. If it feels right, then it's probably right for you. Not just right in general. There's no objective right way to roll a paper. There's no objective right way to choose your ingredients. If something feels right to you in that moment while you are casting a spell, it is right for you. But if you start overthinking things, if you start thinking, oh no, I don't have the right color of candle, oh no, I'm out of lavender, what do I use next? I don't have lavender, what am I gonna do? All of these problems are not real problems. You're creating the problem. It's when your thinking brain comes in and gets way too involved in a process that is supposed to be magical. It's supposed to be feeling. Feeling is the number one important part of magic and working with intention. So like another thing I want to say is, like, when I post videos for you guys, like my spell videos, I am not posting a video saying, oh, this is how you should do a money spell, or this is how you should do a protection spell. I am posting my practice. This is my personal practice. I would never go around and tell people that they're doing their personal practice wrong, because it is their practice. Everyone's personal practice is going to be right for them. Unless you're hurting other people, unless you're hurting yourself or doing something extremely dangerous and risky, then you're not doing it wrong. It is your practice. So anytime I post a spell video, it is my practice. I'm just being generous enough to share that with you guys because I enjoy it and I know a lot of people enjoy spell videos. Take it as a guideline, take it with a grain of salt. If you don't like how I do something, then that's fine. Like, you don't have to do it my way. I never told you had to. Don't tell me I did it wrong. If you want to be like, hey, that's cool that you did it this way. I personally like to do it this way or whatever. Like, this is how I do it. I get those all the time. For example, I have had videos where I use a specific color of candle because it means that to me. It means whatever it is. Like, for example, green candle means prosperity to me because money is often green, that kind of thing. And green is, when I think of prosperity, I think of like the prosperity of the earth. I think of like the green leaves and the grass and how prosperous the earth is. And so green is that prosperity, money energy for me. But in other areas around the world, and people have shared this in the comments, and I love when people do this because they're like, well, in my part of the world, gold is thought of the prosperous color, or red is thought of like the money color, the prosperous color. And that is so cool. If that person wants to use my spell, but switch out the color of candle or switch out one of the herbs or do something a little bit different, like a slightly different process, that is totally cool because magic is supposed to be personal. Most people will not take spells word for word, and if you do want to, that's cool too. I can tell you guys that in all of my experience, I have quite a few spell books. I think I've only done one spell word for word by the book, and it was because it was like a super simple spell. Actually, maybe two, but for the most part, I tweak things. I tweak things based on what's available to me because sometimes those herbs are really hard to find, and like I'm like, I have never seen this herb before, but I have this, so I'll use this. Or like one of the processes just don't resonate with me, so I slightly tweak it to be my own thing. Don't feel like you have to do things exactly how I do it in my video, but at the same time, like, please don't tell me I'm doing my spell wrong because obviously it works for me. It's in my practice. Maybe you're just a little caught up in your processes, and I think it's fine if you want to do something differently, and it's fine if you have a different belief than me. Like, that is okay. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because I don't want people to be fearful of doing things wrong in their practice because there is no wrong way to do it. And if you're not having success with your spell, it's less likely that you rolled the piece of paper the wrong way and more likely that your energy was not in the right place. I actually created a video on tips for successful spell casting, and I highly recommend you guys checking that out because if you are not having success with your spells, it is more likely one of those things that are off than it is that you are rolling a piece of paper the wrong way or that you used the wrong herb or whatever it may be. These technicalities are where we get caught up in our head. When it comes to correspondences, specifically, at least this is what I believe, I think that certain correspondences have power and hold meaning because of the many generations that have believed that. So for example, let's say you believe that peppermint is good for, I don't know, let's say something that's not your usual thing. Let's say that you believe that peppermint is good for self-love. That's not your typical correspondence for self-love. Most people will go for like a pink Himalayan salt or like rose petals or something for self-love. But let's say that you believe peppermint is self-love because, I don't know, when you are feeling down or sick or something, peppermint tea makes you feel better, so it's a self-love ritual to you. The peppermint holds that energy and it holds that power because you believe it. That's what gives it power. It's your energy, it's your intention, it's your beliefs. Let's look at peppermint now as like your typical correspondence. So most people will use peppermint in prosperity spells or prosperity magic, for example. I'm sure there's other things too, but let's just focus on that, for example. The fact that there are generations and generations and hundreds and thousands of witches around the world over the years that believe that peppermint represents prosperity gives it immense amount of power. It gives it a lot of power because that is so much belief, that is so much intention that has accumulated over hundreds and thousands of years all around the world. We see how our energy can affect our environment. So now imagine the power of everyone's intention put together. Like, that can literally change the world. Like, that is some intense energy. And that's basically how correspondences work. But is using peppermint for self-love wrong? No, it's not wrong. It's not your typical way to go about things. It's not the traditional correspondence, but it's not wrong because it means something to you. And that is the key to magic. That is the most important aspect of magic, and I hope that kind of example helps to put things into perspective for you guys and helps you understand better how correspondences work and how magic works and our energy and our intention and stuff, because I don't want you guys to think that you're doing something wrong and overthink that and let that get in the way and interfere with your successful spell casting. So anyways, guys, this was a good talk. No hate, only love to the people that left those comments because it got a discussion going. I know it wasn't, meant to be mean. I genuinely think that they were just trying to help me. They saw that the direction that they rolled their paper and folded their paper in their personal practice made a difference in their spell. And that is amazing. And it's amazing that they found something that worked for them. And I'm honestly so happy for them. And I am so grateful that they showed me a new perspective, that they showed me something different that I've never tried before, and maybe I will try it. But on the other hand, I don't personally believe that I did anything the wrong way because it worked for me. So anyways, this rant could go on forever. I'm gonna leave it there. I'd love to hear your personal opinions down below. Let me know what you guys think about this topic. I am open to discussion with you guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. I would super duper appreciate it. It helps out my channel. And also don't forget to subscribe before you guys leave. I put up new videos every single week and I wouldn't want you guys to miss out on them. I hope you guys have an amazing day or night whenever you're watching this, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye, guys.